Hey guys, today I'm here to show you my PC I am building. Well, actually I already built it, and this PC is kind of for like beginners slash new people that wanted to join the PC master race. It really in my opinion, when you're building a PC, it really has to do with how much money you want to spend and what do you want to do with it. I chose these components because these were like the cheapest ones in my area or field. I wanted a PC to game on and to also edit photos and videos. So without further ado, let me show you. Let's go to PC part picker and I will show you what parts I got. And if you're new to PC building, it's nothing new. I mean, it is new to, of course, to you. It was new to me when I built it. I was kind of like nervous for building it. But anyways, starting off with I did a Ryzen build, Ryzen 5 1500X 3.5 gigahertz, and this part right here, I got it for 150, but now it's on 134 due to the Ryzen 5 or the Ryzen second gen PC parts. It's 134 now, so let's go on this here, and you can find it fairly cheap. It's a good processor, 4-core. It was at the time when I was buying this, the Ryzen second generation CPUs weren't out yet. So when I bought it and like a week later, the Ryzen 2 CPUs came out, and I was kind of annoyed because I really wanted a 6-core processor for editing and streaming, maybe streaming, But yeah, since I will in the future overclock my CPU, I had to get a liquid cooler, one that will, cool off my CPU for exploding in my face. But I went along with the the NZXT Kraken X62 liquid CPU cooler. It looks, I got 2 radiator fans, fairly good if you ask me. The only reason why I got this water cooler is because of this right here, RGB ring light. I wanted my PC to look fancy and RGB light-ish, so that's why I went with it, and you'll see why I got the RGBs. And I went with this motherboard, the B30350. So far, now that I have my PC built and I'm into this sort of thing, I really wish the capacity on this motherboard is 64 gigs of RAM, and I was trying to go for a 32 gig of RAM, but the problem is, hold on, let me show you a picture, sorry. Problem is, let's say the CPU cooler is right here, and the RAM, or you put the first RAM stick is right here, and then put the second one right here. But if I would have put 4, so they're 8 gigs each, 8 gigs of RAM each on each stick, I wouldn't be able to fit this one in because it would be a tight fit, or probably, I don't even think it even fit. I haven't even tried it yet, but that's annoying, and I'm pretty sure it won't fit because there's no space in between that. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'll probably upgrade to something else, but this would do. This was only $100. I really cried over this CPU cooler right here. That's really $150. That's probably one of the most expensive CPU coolers there is, liquid CPU coolers there is. But this is not even a requirement. You don't really need it. If you're not overclocking your CPU, then you just go along with the stock fan. It's great with the Ryzen CPUs that AMD supports with. Moving on to the memory, and these are so overkill. The speeds on these RAM sticks are super high. You don't even need this. The only reason why I got these is because these are 16 gigs, DDR4, 3200 megahertz, whatever bullshit. I got these because of the RGB. They look so cool. I think they're the top of the line, best RGB RAM sticks you could get on the market now. Compared to the Corsair, I'm not a big fan of the Corsair ones, but that's my opinion. These are a little bit more on the expensive side, $200. I paid $220 for them. The price on RAM sticks been going down due to all these legal shit. You've probably seen it on YouTube or on Reddit or wherever you go and look at your stuff. But obviously, throughout my whole build, I did do a lot of research on how to PC build and what are the right components for like the things I wanted to do. Anyways, going on to the hard drive storage. I picked the SSD for my software to put Windows in. 240 gigs, good SSD, cheap one too. I got it for $70. Actually, the price is still the same, but it's a pretty good SSD. I mean, there's nothing more about it. I just since I'm new to PC, I don't know how to. Once I downloaded my software, I've been downloading games on it too. So I guess I would just wait until it fills up and do internal hard drive 2 terabyte. I could fit most of whatever I want in here. It was fairly cheap, $60 cheaper than this. I am also trying to upgrade to a M.2 drive for my motherboard, and I don't know what I'll put on that, but I know it's way faster, and I should have done that in the beginning. But I was really excited about building my PC, and the way the money works is that it was kind of tough for me, so I just went with an SSD, and I was like, whatever, I'll just upgrade. And video card, GPU. This was not a lot of knowledge on GPUs and how good they are. I went with the 1060 Asus Strix GeForce GTX 1060 6 gigs video card. It's fairly good now. Like, now that I play on it and use it, I think it's one of the pretty good card for its, not for its price, because they're super overpriced. I actually got this card for $400. The prices actually went down, which is kind of annoying, you know, right when you build your PC and then the prices go down. But yeah, I actually play Fortnite, Overwatch, and this new game called Iron Sight, and I play all the games I played on this graphics card can run every game on Epic or Ultra with no problem. Higher than 60 FPS on Fortnite. I run about 120 FPS on extreme or the highest settings, but I usually play on high, yeah, and I get a good 150 to 160 FPS. It's a pretty good graphics card. I really think I'm not into, like, I keep in mind, like I said, I don't know a lot about PC parts, but I really think it's because of the RAM sticks and because of the CPU that my FPS is fairly high. But you could choose, if this is not in your budget range, you could always go to a 1050 Ti or a 1050 3 gigs, 4 gigs. They're a lot more cheaper than this. But if you want to go, or you want to spend a little bit extra money, like a couple $70 more, because I think that since the GPU prices went down, you could go ahead and buy a GTX 1070 for $400, and it'll be a little bit better, alongside with the Melon rebate. So in reality, you'll probably get it for $380 or something. The case I went with was the Corsair Crystal, the smaller one. Actually, it's not really this one, but it's the smaller version of this one. I was gonna get this one, but I was like, nah, I wanted to save a little bit of money on that one. They look exactly the same, except for this part right here doesn't light up on the 470 case, and this part doesn't light up either. But the reason why I got this is because of the RGB fans. They look so cool. I love how it looks, tempered glass everywhere except for on my case, or the Crystal 470 or 460. I don't know. I'll check what it's called. It has the black back plate on the back. It's not glass. It's not fully glass, but it's something. You can't really tell anyway. It's not like someone's gonna come into your room or wherever, or your office, and judge your PC. But I think this case is amazing. It looks beautiful. It looks elegant. It looks sexy. And keep in mind that if you are going to get this case, it's fairly expensive. Like this one, this is a bigger version of it. This is 170, and I paid a 120 for mine, which is a smaller version, and it came with 3 RGB fans, and it's all tempered glass. So you're actually really paying for like the glass and the RGB lights and RGB fans, and for the quality of the case. It's a good quality case, and if for a beginner like me, looking at the reviews I did on the case, it's not the best PC case for beginners, because the cable management is, you'll manage your wires, your cables. Anyways, going on to the power supply, I picked a 750 watt gold certified Corsair RMX ATX fully modular power supply. This was I got this around $100 at Micro Center. It's more expensive now. I don't know why, but I only got this because the guy there recommended it for me. I was just in case I want to upgrade something. But right now, this PC is running at what, about 330 watts. Yeah, it's probably a little bit overkill, but just in case I want to sell my 1060 and upgrade to a 1080 or 1070 and put duals and more RAM, I don't know, upgrade. I am thinking about upgrading the CPU though for a Ryzen 7. I really need a 8 core or 6 core. And moving on, of course, you got to get Windows Microsoft 10. I only got the Home Edition because I cannot afford the Pro. The Pro is like $200 some. I'm like, boy. I did get another case fan for the back of it, the back of my PC, for the air exhaust in the back. I did get the same fans that case comes with, which is the SP. This is the Corsair. Nope. Where is it? Here it is. Corsair. One of these are fully RGB to match the front of the case's fans. And yep, And keep in mind the case also comes with this in the back, the little module where like you can all the RGB fans plug in here, and this connects to your motherboard for the USB and control your fans and like the RPM and all that, alongside with the controller, the speed, color, and mode, and like you can change the color, speed. I really wish there was a software for it. I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't know. But these fans look beautiful at night, or when you're playing it looks pretty cool. They have different modes and like they change colors and it kind of matches. You can make it match your PC. Overall, this PC was a total of $1,450. And this PC is basically good for any kind of game. It'll crush any game higher than 60 FPS. And editing, I edited a couple of videos. I edit on 1080p. It renders like faster than I could cook noodles. It's 10-minute videos. It'll crush it. It's good. I don't know about 4K. I don't have a 4K anything, and going 4K is a little bit more expensive, like for your PC components or monitors or cameras. I'm not all about that. But yeah. But of course, if you want to go for a cheaper version, you don't have to get. You could cross out the Kraken CPU cooler if you're not thinking about overclocking it. You can also get a cheaper version. You also get a lower performance version of the Ryzen 5. I think it goes all the way down to what, 1300 Ryzen 5X, 3.2 gigahertz. You get it for cheaper, about like $120, $100. For the motherboard, there's tons of motherboards out there that cost less than $100 if you're not down to spend that. And the RAM sticks, this is what I'm talking about right here. This you can get. There's way cheaper RAM sticks right now, but they're still on a more expensive side. 8 gigs for $100. That's probably like, or $90. That's as lucky as you'll get. But there's a lot more cheaper versions of RAM sticks. They're probably a little bit slower. You probably, of course, just 8 gigs, but it'll get the job done if you're just trying to play games or on it or something. Alongside this, you could take out the $70 with that. You don't have to get the SSD drive. That's just like if you want your Windows to run faster. And like I said, on the graphics card, you don't have to get a 1060, you get a 1050. You know, I'll say if you want a good performance computer, you probably the lowest you could probably go is $800. If you don't have to get all these fancy, elegant things or the less RGB. It's way overkill. I think the RAM stick 16 gigs is way overkill for the components I have right now. But of course, like I said, I'm looking to upgrade. But now, further ado, it took me, since it was my first time building a PC, I was really nervous about what parts went where and like how do I do this with the case I got. But it went. I think I built it pretty good. It was a pretty good build after all those videos I saw on it. It looks pretty great. I did the cable management good and everything, and I love how it came out and I love how it looks. I love looking at it every day. I turn it on just to look at the lights. It's amazing. But now, further ado, here's some B-roll of the PC.
Robert beat the beat up.